Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Law in Motion. Did you know that one case almost revolutionized how India handles workplace harassment? This is the story of a judgment that forever changed the way we view safety and dignity in the workplace. A decision that not only upheld women's rights but redefined workplace culture across the country. In Medha Kotwal Lele and others vs. Union of India, a 2012 Supreme Court ruling, something incredible happened. But how, and why? Let's break it down. Here's what you need to know. Medha Kotwal Lele, a social activist, along with other petitioners, approached the Supreme Court, challenging the slow implementation of the Vishaka Guidelines. These guidelines were established back in 1997 to address sexual harassment at the workplace after the horrific Bhanwari Devi case. If you would like to know more about the Bhanwari Devi case, you can click on the option above. But the big problem was, no one was enforcing them properly. Companies weren't following the rules, and many women were left vulnerable. Now, here's where the story takes a twist. Even though the Vishaka Guidelines were the law of the land, employers were turning a blind eye. As cases of workplace harassment piled up, the system failed to protect women. Medha Kotwal Lele took a bold stand. She wasn't just fighting for herself, she was fighting for millions of women across India, who faced harassment and hostility in silence. To understand what happened next, let's make it simple. The court found that merely having laws wasn't enough. You can write all the laws you want, but if there's no enforcement, what good are they? The Supreme Court declared that the failure to implement these guidelines would now be seen as a violation of fundamental rights under Article 21, Right to Life, and Article 14, Right to Equality. And they didn't stop there. This case was more than just a victory in court. It was a monumental step towards safer workplaces for every woman in India. After this judgment, organizations were forced to take workplace harassment seriously, policies were revised, committees were set up, and violators were held accountable. Today, every workplace in India must have mechanisms to prevent harassment. This judgment ensured that women could go to work and feel safe, not threatened.
The court cannot allow violations of women's dignity and security in the workplace. Effective enforcement is not just recommended, it's mandatory.
This powerful ruling sent shockwaves through Indian workplaces, forever altering the relationship between employers and employees. As we conclude, it's essential to highlight the impact of this landmark case. The Medha Kotwal Lele judgment directly paved the way for the enactment of the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition, and Redressal Act, 2013, also known as the POSH Act. This comprehensive law mandates that every organization must have an internal complaints committee to address workplace harassment, ensuring a fair and safe environment for all employees. This act places responsibility on employers to prevent, prohibit, and redress any form of sexual harassment, making it a legal obligation, not just a moral one. Failure to comply can lead to severe penalties. It emphasizes that workplace safety is not just an expectation, it's a fundamental right, protected under law. So, thanks to Medha Kotwal Lele and the relentless efforts of activists and the judiciary, today's workplaces must offer dignity and respect to all, reaffirming that no one should ever feel unsafe or unheard at work. A true victory for justice, wouldn't you agree? If you were in Medha Kotwal Lele's shoes, would you have the courage to take on the system? How would you feel if your workplace wasn't safe? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, what case should we cover next? So, what can we learn from the Medha Kotwal Lele case? Laws without enforcement are meaningless. Workplace safety is a fundamental right. One judgment can change millions of lives. 3 key lessons every law student and every employer should remember. If you found this case as fascinating as I did, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more compelling legal stories, and share this video with your friends. Let's keep these conversations going. Remember, justice isn't just a word, it's a story, and we're here to tell it.